It's a motor race. It's a motor race. This is motor race. But I think next year that Red Bull will be competitive. But 2021 reared its head again, and here we are. This is great. This is good. FIA, what are we doing? We don't know, obviously. What's going on, YouTube? Damn it, listen! That was another good race. I ain't gonna lie. Controversial ending, and I can't believe it. FIA, why we got it? But y'all know what time it is, man. We're gonna do a quick run through of the week, man. The British Grand Prix didn't disappoint. I actually enjoyed myself. Actually, wait, did I? Because there was a little bit of a lull period. I won't lie, but I was curious to see if my boy Hammy could pull it off. I really was. I want Hammy to do work, and it doesn't help that my McLaren boys aren't doing a damn thing, and he's my only hope right now. And I mean, again, he's my LeBron. You know, he's my LeBron. Where he goes, I go type shit. But yeah, man. We got to start off with Charles Leclerc, man. And it's a good time to be alive for Charles Leclerc. He needed this one. I'm just gonna say it. He needed this one to confirm some of his, I guess, his changes, because he's been struggling for the last 3 weeks. And yeah, he needed this one. It's a big win. Was it a little bit gifted to him? Just a tap, just a little bit. Because let's be completely real, Kimmy had that one. That was Kimmy's all day, every day. And it's kind of crazy that Kimmy is getting hit with this bug, this unlucky curse right now. That it's just one of those things that I'm kind of feeling for the boy, because he's doing all he can right, unfortunately. Well, fortunately. But that car, oh my lord, Mercedes has to be sweating bullets, because I mean, they're literally doing almost to a worse degree. Almost what McLaren did last year. McLaren, luckily, was able to figure it out and barely, get past the jaws of that is Max Verstappen. But they don't have Max, luckily, this year to deal with. We'll get into that in a second. But they have the one Sir Lewis Hamilton, and he's a world beater also. So let's be completely real. But yeah, man, Charles Leclerc, he needed this one, and I'm glad he got it. Dude, Ferrari's moving in ways that is really positive to see. And for me, it's positive to see for the Hamilton side of the garage. I like Leclerc, but I'm not a Ferrari guy. I'm a fucking Hamilton guy, guys. And so, it is kind of confirmation that, they might be on the up and up, and it might not just be the same old Ferrari in aspects. And that's where I'm happy about this. I mean, Charles, I don't know what's been going on as far as this brakes, no brakes, getting new brakes saga that is Charles. But I mean, he needed this one. I was actually surprised to see him qualify so damn well, because I mean, I feel like Lewis had his number. And it is weird sometimes how Lewis, he has like such a good, race before we get to, he has such good pace before we get to the qualifying. And even, I mean, it's a lot less this year, but like a little bit last year, it was kind of like that, where you would do so well. But I mean, hey, I say that he qualified fucking third. Okay. So it's just one of those things for me, but it is positive to see that Ferrari is getting some things in order. And as I said before, in quite a few of these, Ferrari's on a different mindset now, man. I think that's that Lewis Hamilton effect. When you have great players go to different teams in the NFL and stuff like that, they bring along this mindset that's different, and it's a culture change. And I think it took a year, and he had to get that engineer out of there. He's got his homie now. Like, it's a lot better. And it's not just affecting him, but it's affecting Charles in ways. And I mean, obviously, we've heard that Charles has changed the way he's moving. But W for Charles. I'm glad he got this win. It's been a long time coming. If we're gonna be real, he was on rails last year all the time for him to not get a win. And then for you to this year not be the first Ferrari to win is kind of sucky, but it is what it is. But then we got to go down to George Russell, man. And I'll say this, George Russell lucked out on this shit because we should have saw Hammy. We should have saw Hammy at, P2. But 2021 reared its head again, and here we are. This is great. This is good. FIA, what are we doing? We don't know, obviously. But George Russell got second, and let's be real, he was outpaced all fucking weekend. And I could tell, I think he even said it. He basically is not happy with what happened. As far as his pace, just his overall racing this week. He lucked into this, and I think he said somewhere around the lines of that. But George Russell, he needed this too, though. That's the other thing. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're the unlucky. And this week he was lucky. Last week he was kind of lucky. I think it was last week, was it? Or was it the week before? I forget. But he's been on the real opposite end of these a lot. And let's be also real. I don't think these reliability woes are done with Mercedes. It feels like every other week they're giving points away, if not every week. Whether it's George, whether it's Kimi, they are just random, major ones too. Now this week I don't think was a major one. Because Kimi was still able to turn it around and make some crazy laps off of after not being able to keep the car on the track. I think this was like one of the caps or something like that for the wheel, but nonetheless, George got lucky, and I think it's obvious he's counting his lucky stars on this one. Because there's a world where he's probably behind, fifth, sixth, maybe. I mean, because he got a puncture early too, so he got pretty lucky. I'll say that. But then I moved down to my boy Hammy, and it should have been a 2-2, man. And we get robbed, bruh. We get robbed first of all, from a fan perspective, bro. One lap shootout, man. Come on. It's a motor race. It's a motor race. This is motor race. Come on, the time we really want to see this is when it's not all on the table. And for y'all to, bro, y'all screw the pooch. And then, Ferrari, I feel like they had to, because if I'm not mistaken, there's a big tire deficit for Lewis and versus George. So they had to kind of pit him. Now, does it suck that George did not go? And really, they still thought I'm more than likely guessing they thought there's going to at least be one lap, maybe two. Who knew it'd take that long to clear Max's car? But it just is it kind of sucks, man. We almost had a 1-2 finish for Ferrari with, it kind of looked like, Hammy was a little annoyed about probably not getting that chance and just kind of another time being on the wrong end of these type of things. But look, it was a positive week. He got second in the sprint and then gets third. So yeah, I feel like this is a good week. And then he gains points on the championship leader, which Kimi. So, I do think Hammy does, after, kind of being frustrated, boils over a little bit. He walks out of this like, damn, yeah, we're in a good spot. We're still looking high. We're still looking high. Then we go down to my boy Norris. Very quiet race, I'm gonna be honest, but look, these are building blocks. Once again, dude, it just does suck that he's gonna be almost like a one-hit wonder when it comes to championships, because there's no coming back for this one. I would say McLaren, I don't know what like it like strides in the right direction they've made. There have been some, but I feel like they are still just. I mean, bro, I honestly think they're almost kind of behind Red Bull. Because I think now, granted, there's probably an aspect of the Red Bull that Max is just driving that car to what it needs to be. And I think once my thing with Red Bull is they've shown a lot of ability to be able to engineer that car to make it good, probably in the later half of this championship. We'll see if that rears its head again. But I'm not particularly confident at all in the McLaren side. And since we mainly talk about the top four over here, well, the top teams here. My boy Oscar, man. Oscar has a lot of unlucky. I forgot, was it Albon he got into it with to begin with? And then had to go in and change his front wing. I think it was Albon. But I mean, it's just been race after race after race like that, where for me, I'm expecting them to hopefully get it together this week. Doesn't happen. But then you also get those 1 weeks out of the three, where they look really competitive, at least to be where they should be. And then you have races like this where they finish. I mean, you have one that, I mean, I don't know, man. They're well off the pace. It's clear they are well off the pace, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's a wash of a season for McLaren right now. You know, it's kind of the best way to put it. So, then we're gonna go through, and my boy Hajar. I've been very. I'm not gonna say impressed by Isaac, but I am confident that he will be. There will not be a conversation of Isaac's not going to be there next year type of stuff. I like Isaac. I honestly like the Red Bull guys. Lawson, Alvin Lindblad. I don't know how to freaking say his first name. But I like them all. I'm a big Lawson fan. I love me some Lawson. But Isaac was, dude. They all finished 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's positive, you know? That's very positive. And for me, I think Isaac is definitely showing. I mean, this has to give Red Bull some promise, especially last year when you had Yuki Tsunoda not getting anything pretty much. So this is good. This is good. This is good, you know? So shout out to the Red Bull side. Then you got, Gabriel Bortoleto. Strong finishes for him, but I feel like Audi has been really not talked about at all this season. It's kind of because they've been kind of low-key consistent. Now, Hulkenberg ain't done shit all season. I will say that. But, like, their car, we're not hearing about them having crazy reliability issues. Now, that brings me to this next point that shouldn't even be made, but you look at them and then look at on the other spectrum of Aston Martin. What the fuck is Aston Martin doing once again this week, man? I mean, at least Stroll finished, I guess is the thing to say, but yeah, man, I don't know. I really don't know. But now to go to kind of the last of that top group, the last two. I think we'll start with Kimi. Dude, there's nothing left to really say about Kimi right now. That was his win, in my opinion. That was his win. If things don't go sideways with that car, he runs away. We don't even talk about. I mean, we're still searching for. We're talking about how close, how close it was for George. I mean, not George. Leclerc. He was dominant, man. He was dominant. Terrible start. Very bad start. But he was really, he did work. He did work. That's the only way I can really say it. He did work. I don't think the Ferraris, as much as I want to give them praise, They are way still not on that Mercedes level, and he's able to outpace them so badly. It's not even funny. He's pretty much able to just turn on that switch and go, which is kind of something for me goes to the other side of that. Yeah, George doesn't have that. He does not make that car look the same, in my opinion. So, if you're George, man, I feel like, I mean, yeah, you're gonna take the luck, the fortune this year, well, this race, but like, man, you really, in my opinion, gotta get it together, because what is like, if you keep having 1 or 2 more weeks like where you are getting just dominated by Kimi, when does my continuous question, man, when does Toto make that boss call of, yeah, bro, it's not gonna be your championship this year. We want to bring it home. I learned from Lewis and but I learned from that championship and Rosberg. We're not doing that. When does that call get made? Because I feel like it's not too far from here. So, as much as I want to see this go down to the wire, and I want to see them really compete together and do what they got it. I want to see this one. I want to see this taken. I want to see this championship straight up taken by Kimi. You know what I'm saying? But especially with these reliability issues, when does Toto make that call? Is my question. So, but then that also kind of leads me to my other side, Max, man. Max is moving, bro. And here's my thing. This was a bad crash. And I know, man, that radio message was very bad. But my other thing is if they aren't that far, like, to me, this might be a crazy opinion by me. But yes, they are off chassis or whatever, right? But I think next year that Red Bull will be competitive. And I think it'll be very competitive. Like, not just a little. I think we're going to be talking about, oh my God, Max and Lewis type battles again, maybe from like one type shit with Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be fun as heck. But you gotta weather the storm if you're Red Bull. You gotta beat to his drum. You gotta tell him what he needs to hear. You need to treat him. You need to take him out for dinner. You need to, if he wants a masseuse, you gotta get him any and every masseuse he wants. You gotta get him that house in Dubai that he wants. You gotta do what you gotta do and make his ass happy. Because right now, man. That radio message was y'all on a time limit. Y'all's time is limited. That's what that told me. So I don't know, but that was a weird Max crash that I don't, obviously I don't think it's his fault, but I also don't think really they are that far behind. Now, how much is Red Bull being saved by him being such a good driver? I don't know. I really don't know, because I mean, how far is Hajar off? Not that much. He's been qualifying really well. So that's where I'm kind of just, where does Max really go? I know all these McLaren and Mercedes, they're gonna do the lip service of, yeah, no, we got our 2 drivers type thing. I mean, actually, Toto ain't really even doing that. Let's be completely honest. But is there a world where we're gonna look at this and be like, Max, you made a bad decision on leaving? So I don't know. That's kind of food for thought. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. I really don't know. I think yes, this is a bad year for Red Bull, but I think this is where Max should stay. is my thing. So let me know in the comments what you think, guys. I will catch you guys later, man. Dude, this F1 season is heating up. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Join the Discord. All that good stuff. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I will see you guys later. Have a great freaking day. A great freaking week. All that good stuff. Peace.